I'm going to walk you through the individual tracks for one of our songs called Living in False Eternity. I've got here the multi-track, which we recorded a couple of years ago now, and I'm going to solo each track individually and just talk you through each part. So here we've got the drums. We've got two channels for drums, one which is going through battery 2 for the drum hits, and one which is going through easy drummer for the cymbals. Together they sound like this. And on their own, this is just the battery sounds. It's just the kick and snare and the toms if they were there. And the cymbals, we've actually got a few hits mixed in as well, but very quietly in the background. Just a snare, in fact, just to give it a bit more room sound. We've then got the guitars. We've got double track guitars, so left and right panned, hard left and hard right. They sound like this. We've also got some DIs for the guitars. These are for reamping. Basically what we do is we record the guitars with the DI box and take out the live sound from the amp alongside the clean sound from the guitar, which sounds like this. Which sounds horrible by itself, but when that's put through, back out through a reamp box into another amp, you can replicate the same guitar tone, the same guitar performance anywhere you like, but you can tweak the tone as many times as you need to. It means you don't have to get the tone right, exactly right on the day. Then we got the decks, which is just an effect really, just some random sort of effects over the top of the music. Some lead tracks, some octaves. And the bass, we did a DI and through an amp as well. I think we ended up using the DI only in the final mix, which we put through a Sans amp plugin. But the difference, you hear the difference here. Here's the amped sound. And here is the DI sound. The DI's got a lot more low end in it, which I think is why we used it. And then we've got our strings, which I've actually bounced down some audio to free up some hard disk from some CPU usage. They sound like this. They've been put through East West Symphonic Orchestra Gold, nice sounding plugin. And then just the vocals. There's a lot of vocal tracks, I'll just solo them all.
From light to dark, from deep to wide, I look forward, everything's wild and blood.
There's the growls and the clean vocals. Would be here.
Descending into silence.
And finally, we have some gang vocals and some Korg as well. So the synths, I'll do the Korg first. The main synth sounds in this song we're using the micro Korg. Sounds like this. And in this case, we actually recorded in the MIDI sound and tweaked it, and then recorded it back out through the Korg to make it more accurate. And again here, an effect over the top. And there's the MIDI that goes with it. And the gang vocals were just the added touch at the end. The main mixing techniques used were probably the parallel compression on the drums, which I'll show you a before and after of that. This is without parallel compression. So it just brings them a lot more to the front and makes them a lot more punchy in the mix. For compression, we mostly use the Waves L2 compressor, which is a really nice sounding one. We put it on the vocals here. And it's so easy to use. It's literally one main slider for the threshold, and doesn't have a ratio or anything. It's all very simple. You just put it down and it compresses it. We use that for most things. And for the EQ, we've done a low cut on a lot of vocals and guitars, just to to keep everything in its own place in the mix. For instance, and here we've done a high cut, relatively high cut on the vocals as well, just because I think it was a harsh frequency which we wanted to take out. In terms of clean vocals, there's we've just got the standard Cubase compressor, VST Dynamics, and an auto tune. There isn't actually any EQ on these yet, but I think later down the line we did actually, in the mixing stage, we did do quite heavy EQing on the vocals, mostly low cuts. On the guitars, we've taken out all of the low end, so it doesn't get in the way of the bass. So by themselves, the guitar sounds quite tinny and quite trebly. But when you add in the bass, you can really see the separation, hear the separation. And altogether, the song sounds like this. I've been Tom Callahan from Silent Descent, and I hope this has helped with your production techniques.